This is the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the show we call Geek Smack, where we smack the geek out of you like NewEgg smacks patent trolls, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We've got a big show, a lot of tech stuff, a lot of geek stuff. We're going to get into it right now, but first of all, we're brought to you by Wirecast. Go over to geekazine.com/Wirecast PC for the PC version, Wirecast Mac for the Mac version. Do all this cool switching like I'm doing. So let's get into the show for this week with new logos. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the show we call Geek Smack, where we smack the geek out of you like Legos smack the geek out of you every single week, and South by Southwest, and all that other good stuff. My name is Jeffrey Powers. If this is the first time you've come to the show, thank you very much for coming to the show. We do this show every Tuesday for Wednesday consumption. We're actually doing this earlier because I've got some afternoon things that I need to take care of here. We are on episode number 250, if you're counting, 250, and basically we've reached a quarter of 1,000. Awesomeness. So I'm really excited about that. It's been a very quiet week otherwise here. So I'm planning my trips. I put together proposals for the next few trips, and my trips are this. I'm going to South by Southwest, and then I'm going to NAB, and then I'm going to TechCrunch Disrupt New York, and I don't think I'm going to make Comic-Con because you got to register really, really early apparently, and I didn't do that. So maybe not this year, but next year. I did put in proposals in 3 or 4 different conferences. We'll see what happens there, but it's really all about sponsorship. And if you want to sponsor the video, like we do at the CES, like I did at Ford, put together a whole bunch of video and send it out, and of course you sponsor that. So if you're a company that's looking to sponsor some great new media, over-the-top television stuff, then check it out and let me know by Twittering me at Geekazine or geekazine@gmail.com, and then of course that hotline of 608-205-4378. Subscribe to the show notes. That's the way that you get this show into your email box every single week. All right, let's see what's like I said, planning for South by Southwest. It's only a month away. I started a new podcast called Going South by Southwest. It's a show for everybody that's planning to go to South by Southwest, talk about the news. Like, for instance, we're going to be talking about how Chuck Lorre is going to be there, how Brian Solis is going to be interviewing Shaq, and there was a third piece. There's a lot of cool information for South by Southwest. Doesn't matter if you're going interactive, if you're going music, if you're going comedy, if you're going film, let me know. Come to the Google Hangout, come be part of the podcast. Put in your 2 cents worth, talk about what's going on. And then, of course, if you've got an event that's happening at South by Southwest, let me know, and we'll get you on the show as well. So, all right. Well, but once again, the website is www.goinssxsw.com. So check that out there. All right. Last night, oh, wow. Today we're in the warm area. So we're going to have about almost 60 degrees, which is record high. And then within the next 24 to 36 hours, all that snow that just melted from the rainstorms last night, awesome thunderstorms, by the way, all of a sudden we're gonna have 4 inches on the ground. So we say goodbye to the snow and then hello to new snow. So it's gonna be a fun week. So we'll see what happens and go from there. All right, enough about me babbling. Let's get into your Tech Smack for the week. And of course, Tech Smack's brought to you by our friends over at Dyn.com, DYN.com. They have so much at Dyn.com that can help you with your website, can help you get faster internet, can help you get your emails all straightened out, all settled out, and it's all over at Dyn.com. Think about it. You've got your website that you want to keep up, and you want to have people see your website. That's how that works. I put up a website. I want people to see my website. you get things like you put up a post and it becomes popular, and therefore lots of people are going to it, so that can be a problem. So you get something like Dying.com in there to help you speed up your website. Kind of think of it like a multi-core for your website rather than, like multi-core for your PC. You've got a faster website. You got a faster internet. Let's say you want to take the email off of your regular website, which can speed up a website immensely once you do that in certain cases. So you basically put it into Dine's email services. They can handle the bulk mail. They've got secure email. They can help you create your email lists and get them out faster, better through Dine's services. You like your primary DNS, you can set up a secondary DNS. You've got the enterprise solutions they've got all of the things like global traffic monitoring and active failover. So you've got 100 different reasons to have Dine.com on your system. I have Dine.com on Geekazine. It's great because it works and it helps me and it helps people get to my website and my traffic. If my traffic just completely explodes, Dine.com's there to help out, and that's the cool thing. Like I said, multi-processor for your website. I think that's the best way to explain it. But check it out yourself. Dyn.com. Get faster internet by using Dyn for DNS. Visit Dyn.com/podcast30 and fill out the contact form. Or if you start shopping, just use that code podcast30 and that'll get you 30% off right then, right there. Just like that. Boom, like that. So check it out. Go over to Dyn.com/podcast30. All right, let's get into your Tech Smack for today. And we're going to start over at, where are we starting? We're starting at a place called Fandroid. I am Fandroid, I think. I don't know. Google Plus has, and you probably saw this if you're on the social networks, Google Plus has basically taken over to the number 2 spot. Now, this is interesting. Not only did it surpass Twitter, but it also surpassed YouTube. Now, with all the YouTube integrations into Google Plus, do you really call YouTube Google and Google Plus the same thing, or are these separate networks or whatnot? Facebook, it's still got a long way to go for Facebook. But, within time, it's very possible that Google Plus could surpass Facebook. Twitter has got to do some stuff, and we're going to talk about how Twitter is doing some stuff and didn't really work on there. Some other websites are mostly Chinese websites. Qzone, Sina website, Youku, Youku, Todo, LinkedIn. The next US based site is LinkedIn, and it's literally under 10% of social platform traffic. So, and then of course you can keep going down. We got MySpace, we got Baidu, we got Orkut, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So my social network's not even in there. Oh wait, I don't have a social network. Never mind. Okay. So anyway, Google Plus, congratulations, number 2 spot. You even overtake YouTube, which is pretty cool. We'll see what happens, how long it takes before you can take over Facebook. And it's shit like this: Facebook. You want the Facebook? We've got the Facebook. Let's move on from here. Let's go over to CNBC.com. Apple is announcing the new iPad. More storage. A lot of people are kind of going, what? I love the fact that they're saying, okay, we're going to do 128 gigabytes. But where's the innovation? Where's the, and one more thing? And a lot of people are asking that question. Where's the Steve Jobs ability to say, okay, 128 gigabytes is nice, but let's do one more thing. Let's make it turn into a car or something like that. I don't know. But right now, it's technically in the rumor phase. Apple did make the announcement. I was really surprised that Apple made the announcement without fanfare. A lot of fanfare. So, I don't know. Maybe I missed some sort of town hall that was supposed to happen and just was completely overwhelmed by the CES action to know what was going on. But basically, 128 gigabytes of storage. They're planning it out around March. That's usually when that happens. Now, CNBC said it was the 4th generation. It is technically the 5th generation iPad. 4th generation is the one that went to Thunderbolt just a couple months ago. So now this does also bring another question. It's those of you that bought a 3rd generation or a 4th generation iPad, Third generation was in March of last year. Fourth generation happened around, what was it, October, November of this year. With the fifth generation iPad planning to come out on the 7th, or maybe this is going to be still a fourth generation, just a higher model, higher capacity model. Do you like that idea, or did you buy your iPad saying this was my iPad for a while, and now you're finding that you have a better iPad out there? Let me know. Twitter me at Geekazine, and of course Geekazine at gmail.com. Check this out over at cnbc.com. All right, Anonymous has hacked the U.S. government sites with a Asteroids game. The Anonymous took over the U.S. Sentencing Commission website, turning the ussc.gov into asteroids with a 9-cat shooter. So it was a hack that was in response to the death of internet activist Aaron Swartz. Basically talked about detailed Operation Last Resort, promising revenge on the U.S. justice system. You know, Anonymous's regular spiel nowadays. So what do you think? Did you play Asteroids? I when I heard about it, it's like, okay, I'm staying away from that website because you don't know what they're doing on the back end of that video game. So leave it alone. And since then, they've taken it over. But you can check it all out over at Mashable.com if you want to know more information. All right, this is kind of cool and kind of scary all at the same time. This is over on TechCrunch.com. DARPA has created a 1.8 gigapixel camera. Gigapixel. We're not talking megapixel. We're talking gigapixel. What does that mean? That means that they can shoot a picture from 20,000 feet up in the air and see the pimple on top of my head. I might have a couple, I don't know. But anyway, the whole point is that it's the highest resolution camera that you can get. They're putting it in drones and they're flying just to test it out. Can you imagine that? A drone flies overhead and takes a picture. Some crime boss or something like that is going to meet with some other crime boss, and they say, okay, well, we'll just fly some drones over there and take pictures and see what's going on. Now, this can also be in the good things. So I'm making all the bad accusations on here, but think about it. Like, let's say like this the fire or maybe a building collapses or something like that. These drones can actually fly overhead, not at 20,000 feet, but maybe at 10,000 feet, and take some good quality pictures so they can find where people might still be alive so they can get to them and save them. So there is a lot of good to this bad, but there is a lot of scariness to this. So if you want to check it out, go over to TechCrunch.com. All right, we're moving on from there. We're going to Ars Technica. The World Trade Organization has approved a new site, and it's got a whole bunch of pirated material from the U.S. The World Trade Organization granted the Caribbean nation of Antigua and Barbuda the ability to suspend certain concessions and obligations it has under international law to the United States in respect to intellectual property rights on certain pirate sites. And this one website basically had American films, TV shows, music, and software blatantly right there. So an interesting story that's coming out. It's all about money is what this is all about. So if you want to check this out, this article is over at arstechnica.com. Let's move on from there. Let's go over to the Register. Google is offering Pi Million. I'm going to call it Pi Million. It's $3.14159 million in prizes for hacking Chrome OS. Now, like I said, this is over on the register.co.uk. Google's announced a hacking contest. It's going to be March 7th, same day as the iPad comes out. Kind of weird. But anyway, they want you to hack the Chrome operating system. They want you to find the flaws, and they're going to give you prizes. They won't give you Pi Million. They will give you a part of Pi Million, so you'll have a piece of Pi Million. That's pretty cool, right? I don't know. But anyway, so if you want to claim cash, basically, you have to provide Google with the full list of vulnerabilities used in your attack, along with any code that you use. So you basically have to give them everything and say, this is how I hacked into Chrome, and fix it. Fix it now. So this is positive because this is, this gives people a chance to make some money off of what their brains seem to do naturally. I've tried doing some stuff like that, coding and stuff. It doesn't spin right in my head or something like that. I do a little bit of coding. I know how to fix code, and that's pretty much it. So, but if you want to read more on that, go over to register.co.uk. All right, hey, you might have heard about this brand new popular video app called Vine, and you're going, I've looked at Vine.com. I don't see it anywhere. Where is it? Vine is a app that you get on your phone, that you get on your iPad. In fact, I was going to put it on my iPhone. I was going to show it on my iPhone, but I, of course, then forgot the iPhone. It's sitting in the other room here. So, but basically, what it is an app that lets you do 6 seconds of video. So it's kind of like, the Twitter for video, right? 140 characters, 6 seconds. And a lot of people are doing some pretty creative things with it. Like they're doing, they're eating their sushi and they're only taking like pictures, and you're seeing a bit and then another piece gone, another piece gone, another piece gone. So little things. There was a car in London that they wiped off some of the snow, took a picture, wiped off some of the snow, took a picture, so it completely cleared out. So stuff like that. However, the featured video that came up was a pornographic video. Of course, with the good comes the bad. When you do video like that, you're going to have people that are going to, like for instance, with eBay years ago, when people took the pictures and they did the naked photo bombing in the CRT tube of the TV that they're selling on eBay, of their naked, just things like that. So they're trying to push the envelope, and of course, it got attention in the wrong way for Twitter. But Twitter bought Vine, basically. What happened? So Twitter, Vine, it's the new way to actually get a little bit of video. It's kind of like, think of it like a greeting card. So now I can send my mom a greeting card, happy birthday, happy anniversary, happy bar mitzvah, whatever. I don't know why my mom would celebrate a bar mitzvah, but hey, if it happens, I can send a 6-second video. Facebook has also launched a similar service the other day, which lets you push out video really quick. So I'm wondering if we're going to get into from social networking to video networking, video social, or whatever you want to call it from there. So it's just going to start muddling, mixing up, and go from there. But pretty interesting stuff. If you want to read more on this, go over to theblaze.com. That's where we have it linked up. Moving there, we got a couple articles from 9to5Mac. First of all, Apple has released iOS 6.01. If you haven't and now in English, if you haven't updated your phone, updated your iPad, check it out. They're adding more LTE carrier support. Siri has now added Fandango movie ticket purchasing, and then of course their new iTunes Match software downloading is now part of this whole thing. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens when I talk to Siri and book a ticket for a movie using Fandango. So do you use Fandango? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know. Twitter me at Geekazine. Of course, geekazine@gmail.com. Staying on 9to5Mac, because of that, they also launched an update for Apple TV. And because of that, the long-standing rumor that Apple TV actually did have Bluetooth in it is true. And the fact that Bluetooth was updated in the Apple TVs is also true. So now you can connect up certain Bluetooth items, including a Bluetooth keyboard. What does this mean? This means you don't have to sit there and thumb through everything. Thumb through the small remote trying to figure out, where the S key is and stuff like that. I hated that search. When Roku switched to an iPhone app where it could actually pull out a full keyboard, I was like, oh, that's awesome. I don't understand why Apple doesn't make a remote app, a remote control app, so you can just use your iPad or your iPhone to do the typing and then and send it to Apple TV. Maybe that's in the works now that they've got the Bluetooth pairing. And being able to Bluetooth pair an iPhone or an iPad to an Apple TV rather than do the AirPlay, I don't know, maybe that'll be a better connection than AirPlay, but we'll see what happens. So I can't wait. I haven't tested it out with my Apple TV just yet, but if you want to read more on this, go over to 9to5mac.com. Moving on from here, we're going to go over to the verge.com. We're going to start with HP's first Chromebook, It wasn't supposed to happen. Well, they didn't want you to know about it just yet, but apparently it got leaked out into the wild. The Chromebook is the first of the HP's Chromebook in the marketplace. They found a PDF that has all the information on it. 1.1 gigahertz Celeron processor, 2 gigabytes of RAM, 16 gigabyte solid state drive, and a 14-inch 1366 by 768 display. Perfect for the student. Perfect for the kids. Horrible for somebody like me who does video, who does gaming, who wants graphics, who needs storage. I don't have it in a Chromebook, and the HP Chromebook is going to be no different. Sorry, HP. Sorry, Chromebook. Make me a Chromebook that works. Quad-core i7 Chromebook. Bam, just like that. 1 terabyte. You know, Kingston's coming out in 6 months with a 1 terabyte flash drive. So why can't we have a 1 terabyte on our Chromebooks? Bam, like that. I might even think about buying that. Speaking of which, I didn't put it in the show notes. I'll actually put a link into it. But there's also news that that Microsoft has come out with a date for the new service, the i5, the Pro, the big version. The i5 version is going to be out there in February, and the prices start at $999. Not great for a tablet. And also the bigger problem with that is the fact that it's still got fans in it. And I talked to Rob Greenlee while we were in CES in Las Vegas, and I said, I just don't like the idea that you have a fan, because you have a tablet that's getting hot, and there's no way for it to disperse. The case is eventually gonna start getting hot, and next thing you know, your fingers are gonna, even with the iPad it does that, but not as bad. So you've got this great tablet that I won't be able to touch after a while because it's way too hot to touch. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, but check it out. Let me know. Tell me what you think. Are you going to get yourself a Chromebook, or are you going to get yourself a Windows 8 tablet when it comes out, the Pro version tablet, or whatever they're going to call it? Let me know. Twitter me at Geekazine or geekazine@gmail.com. All right, staying on the verge, all you radio fans, RDIO radio fans, they now have limited free streaming in 14 new countries. Of course, you had streaming here, I believe, in the United States. You have, let's see, we have Belize, we had Germany. There's a couple other ones, 14 in total. So if you want to read more on that, go over to theverge.com. And, that does bring us to the end of the Tech Smack version of Geek Smack. What'd you think? Did you tell me what you thought of these articles? Let me know by twittering me over at Geekazine. Of course, geekazine@gmail.com. And the hotline is 608-205-4378. We'll be right back, and when we do, we're going to talk about some geek stuff, and then we're going to talk about how NewEgg slammed a patent troll to the mat for a 3 count and saved us all with our shopping carts. And we'll do that, we'll get in the Geek Smack coming up next. All right, hey, Geek Smack's brought to you by our friends over at Citrix and GoToMeeting, where for so many of us, our jobs are tied to our office computers, our network special program. I have 2 computers right here. I'm always tied to this one or my desktop. But, good news is you don't have to be tied there. You have a program that'll actually bring the stuff to you, so I can be portable on my iPad, on my laptop or desktop. And that program is called GoToMyPC. It's that secure remote access tool from Citrix that turns any computer, tablet, or smartphone into your office computer. Now, with GoToMyPC, you can access important files. You can save programs. You can edit and do anything from anywhere. You'll never forget a file. You'll never have to put a file on a flash drive that all of a sudden it's not there when you get to the client site. You can always just log in, load up, and get that file and go from there. And it's the freedom to work from wherever you are. Whenever I hear that, I think of that episode of The Big Bang Theory where Sheldon forgot to bring the document that he wanted to show everybody. So he had to explain to Penny how to get to the flash drive to put it in the computer so she could email it to him. But you don't have to do that anymore either. You can just have it on your computer. You just call up your tablet, your smartphone, and boom, 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 you've got that file in your email ready to go, so you can download it and show it and be the hero in the end. So check it out. You know, I've used GoToMyPC. We use it for the CES action, pushing files back to my computer, so I don't have to wait. When I get back home, I can just get right to work when I need to, or work from the road and move files around and stuff like that. So check it out. All my listeners and viewers out there at Geek Smack, GoToMyPC, free for 30 days. 30 days for free. Use it as much as you want and see the power of it. And you can even make money doing stuff like that, and that'll then pay for itself down the road. So basically, here's what you do. Visit GoToMyPC.com. Click that Try It Free Now button on the page and enter in the promo code podcast. Podcast gets you 30 days of this great software for the and when you're done, you of course download the app for your mobile device and you're off and running. So that's GoToMyPC.com and try it free, promo code podcast. All right, let's get back into your tech schmack for the week, and of course, let's do that. We're going to start back in at zeitnews.org. This is pretty cool. If you're a hologram geek, then they've done some advancements on holograms with what's called nanotubes to create hologram pictures from there. So you could see sharper holograms. You could see holograms in smaller places. I could actually have a hologram come up of me saying, "Watch a hologram." I don't know. It's possible. So pretty cool stuff. If you want to check out more on that, go over to zeitnews.com, Z-E-I-T news.com. Going from there to CNN.com, if you are a Glee geek, or a Gleek as some of you call it, you know that they played the song Baby Got Back on Glee the other week. Well, apparently, songwriter Jonathan Coulton arranged that version of Baby Got Back. And they even used the line that he kind of changed. Instead of Mix-a-Lot's in trouble, it says Johnny C's in trouble. And so Glee used that, and Jonathan Coulton said, "Wait a minute, what's going on here?" Now you're thinking, well, of course, Baby Got Back is not even Jonathan Coulton's, so how does he have right to do it? Well, if you rearrange something and they use your rearrangement, you should get some sort of credit for it. It's like, yeah, okay, I didn't create the Big Bang Theory, but if I do something in the Big Bang Theory where I mix it down, and then Big Bang Theory turns around and uses that, I should get some sort of credit. You know, something in the show credits that says that it's my song. So it shows up on IMDb, so it shows up in different trivia games or something like that. So I think that Glee is kind of going, well, we're within our rights to do that, which I think is kind of sad. I think Glee, you should give Jonathan Coulton the credit that he deserves on that, because he did rearrange it, and that's the important thing. He's not asking for much. He's not asking for money. He's just asking for credit. At least I think he's just asking for credit. So if you want to read more on that, go over to CNN.com. All right, check this out. If you hate your earbuds, I mean, we have these regular Apple iPad, iPhone earbuds, and they're kind of boring. They're kind of bland. You know, they were cool about 3 months ago. Now it's, I want samurai swords coming through my ears. That's where this is all about. Check this out. You can get mushrooms coming out of your ears. You can get samurai swords. You can arrows. It's a Tokyo gadget maker called Solid Alliance, and $22, and you can have a sword coming through your ears. I'm just saying. So check that out. It's over at news.cnet.com. Just saying. All right, check this out over at ubergizmo.com. We love Macs. We love Legos. Why not a Lego Mac? Hello, this is the Mac you're looking for. I can see it in your eyes. I can see it in your smile. And it comes with a mouse and a keyboard, not a full-size keyboard. It's like 1/1 scale, 1-to-1 scale or something like that. Or no, not 1-to-1 scale. It's a small scale, bottom line. So basically somebody took a whole bunch of Legos and made a Mac out of it. So congratulations to them. And check it out. Let's see if they have the name. Chris McVeigh was the one who put it together. So congratulations to Chris McVeigh. If you want to see that, go over to ubergizmo.com and go from there. You know, for all our CES action, I'm going to show you one of these things because this is kind of falls in the geek area. It's called Happy Fork. And it's a video that I did. I was actually behind the camera. Jamie Davis, the from Health Tech Weekly, was doing the interview, and basically it's that's the founder CEO, I believe, and he's talking about Happy Fork, which is this fork that helps you eat better by telling you how to eat slower, how to take less portions, and it does it through vibrations within the fork, and it learns. And of course, it's got an iPad app, and it's got a computer app, so you can then attach it into your computer and see how you are changing your habits. So check that out. That's right at Geekazine. Of course, we've got it in the show notes. So go over to geekazine.com. We're moving back over to Zagg News because this is really cool. And excuse me, check this out. For all you 3D or 3D makers, MakerBot type people out there, 3D printer people, it's time you could actually build your own robot. Well, of course, you can't build the internals. It's not going to help you make all the servos and stuff like that, and you still got to figure out the motors, but you could still make yourself a replica robot using 3D printer and screws and stuff like that. So pretty cool stuff. It's this one that they did took about $900 to make, and it's pretty impressive. But I could literally have a robot body skin, standing right here, like from Craig, not Craig Kilborn, but yeah, Craig Kilborn, yeah, late show with Craig Kilborn. Or is it no Craig Ferguson? That's it, Craig Ferguson. I knew I was getting that wrong. Where they have Jeffrey in the background, you can have your own Jeffrey. You can make it yourself. Of course, like I said, the robotics you'll have to figure out yourself. But you can make the outer skeletal frame. Think about that. My brother's going to love that. He's going to go, oh, man, I'm going to do something for Halloween then. Because he dresses up bodies and puts them in the front yard. It's weird that way. So, but anyway, if you want to check out more on that, go over to zeitnews.com. We got a couple more here. And actually, we got one more here. And this is for all you Star Wars geeks. Of course, J.J. Abrams jumps the Star Trek ship to get on the Star Wars ship, which is confusing everybody right now. But the bottom line is that J.J. Abrams is going to now do the next Star Wars movie, which is in production. And somebody came out and they said, hey, don't forget about Billy Dee Williams. The man was awesome in Star Wars. So they put together a petition. This is over on change.org. There is a petition to have Billy Dee Williams in the next Star Wars movie. So if you want to be part of that, sign the petition. This is over at change.org, and you can actually start your own petitions and go from there. So if you want Billy Dee Williams on the next Star Wars movie, check it out, because change is always good, and Billy Dee Williams is awesome. I'm just saying. So, all right, that does bring us to the end of Geek Smack. What we're going to do next is we're going to take a small little itty-bitty break, and then we're going to talk about NewEgg and how we found out about how they killed a patent troll. And we'll do that next. I wonder if it was under a bridge. That'd have been cool. Anyway, we'll be right back. You want to protect your iPad. You want it to protect your tablet, smartphone, whatever. That's where Zagg comes in. Zagg is I use it for my iPad. I use it for my iPhone. A protective covering the invisible shield so it doesn't scratch. It doesn't mess up. I've dropped my iPad a few times now, and I've just basically picked it up, dusted it off, and kept going. No dents, no nothing. Small little wears and tears from the case, but hey, that's what the case is there for, to protect the iPad. And if I was to drop my iPad and it was to crack, I'd be hurting. Even though I do have the protection, and I get another iPad if I don't drop it from 15 stories or something like that. But don't think about that type of protection. Think about never having to worry about it breaking. And that's what Zagg is all about. Geekazine.com/ZAGG will get you there. And of course, they have a lot of great products, from the folio cases, the Bluetooth keyboards, which now you can hook up to your Apple TV if you wanted to, or your iPad. And then this thing right here, which I used at CES, it's called the Zagg Spark. charge it up, and then when you're not around a plug outlet, you use this as your recharge source, so you can recharge your smartphone, recharge your tablet within a reasonable amount of time. You have your devices recharged, and that's the cool part. 20% off if you use the code Geekazine. Remember, Geekazine gets you 20% off selected items over at Zagg. Geekazine.com/Zagg. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we found this out actually at CES in a session. And a lot of people are talking about it now, and I'm pretty impressed with it. So basically, here's what happened. Well, first of all, let's talk about patent trolls. Now, you might go, well, what is a patent troll? It's basically a person that patents something you wouldn't expect a patent to be on, and then goes out and sues you. Like, for instance, I could patent a collar, and then I could go out and try and get money from all the shirt makers out there because I have a patent on the collar. I might not have even created this patent. I just saw that either the patent expired or the patent was never created, and I could turn around and patent the collar, and the next thing you know, everybody's paying me for that patent. Now, one company in particular is called Sovereign Software. Now, they took ideas from the open market and they got patents for them. Now, open market means it was already out there, everybody knew about it, and gone from there. And these patents we're talking about is on shopping carts. So when you go to Amazon.com, when you go to your favorite clothing or electronics store, whatever, on the web, you have a shopping cart. You buy something, you put it in your shopping cart, and then when it fills up or you're ready to check out, you do that. There are 3 patents that Sovereign Software created, trolled, so they could make money off of it. So they took the idea from open market, got patents for them. The company turned around and started suing people for the shopping cart. Now, while other companies settled, NewEgg decided, hey, this is not right. We know that it's been an open market right now. They obviously grabbed the patent without thinking of it, so we're going to fight them. Now, if you're a patent troll, you love the East Texas courts because they're the easiest way to get to have a patent upheld. In fact, a couple weeks ago, we had a problem with podcasts and patents, and all of those patent suits for Ace Broadcasting, which is Adam Carolla's podcast, and HowStuffWorks.com, all of them are in East Texas courts. So NewEgg knew that they had an uphill battle to go after, and they decided, well, we're not going to back down because we're right. And they did lose in the East Texas courts, but they continued to pursue it, and it did pay off. In the end, they not only did they get the case overturned, but all 3 patents for shopping cart was overturned. Completely invalidated. So what does this mean? That means you can put a shopping cart on your website without fear of somebody coming to collect money because you've got that on there. And that's the awesome thing. And that was what NewEgg did. And they don't own patents to it. Not to my knowledge, they own patents to it. They basically decided we need to keep the shopping cart open for everybody to use. We have it here, and here it is. So kudos to NewEgg. And of course, kudos to NewEgg not only for killing the patent troll, but not trying to collect off of that there. So I'm really happy. I do some shopping at NewEgg, and I'm glad that NewEgg actually took the challenge and won on that. Because patent trolls, even though you might not like a patent troll, because they're ready to pounce on an idea at times, but sometimes they're out there. And at the end, you have 2 choices: you either pay the fees or fight in court to risk losing. I mean, there's a chance that NewEgg could have lost the whole thing and ended up having to pay court fees plus these patent trolls. I'm glad that NewEgg ended up taking the risk and everybody won, and that's the coolest part about that. So just thought you should know about that. What do you think? Do you like patent trolls? Are you a patent troll? Justify yourself. Let me know by twittering me at Geekazine. Of course, geekazine@gmail.com if you need to go over 140 characters or 6 seconds of video. And then, of course, 608-205-4378. We've also got SpeakPipe on geekazine.com. You can just boom like that and send me a message from there. All right, that does it for this episode of Geek Smack. I've got to get running. I've got an event I've got to be to about in 10 minutes. So Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot for listening. We'll be back next week with another Geek Smack episode number 251. We've gone through 250 episodes, and that only took 5 years. So 20 years, we'll be celebrating the 1,000th episode of Geek Smack. It's possible. So let me know. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot for listening. You guys geek out, and we'll see you next time on Geek Smack. Take care.